Poonam Burday, and the big story we're tracking at this hour comes out of the Supreme Court, which has just a short while ago come out with a split verdict as far as the use of hijab in educational institutions in Karnataka is concerned. That means that the impasse continues. That also means that status quo continues, which means in schools, for now, no hijab will be allowed across Karnataka. Yogita, Bhayana, women's rights activist, Swapnil Kothari, lawyer, and Tahira, Hassan, an activist, joins us on this broadcast. And Mr. Kothari, I'd like to come to you first as far as putting the legal aspect of it in perspective is concerned. Now, we know that the CGI will have to decide, will have to constitute a new bench. That means there will be 3 or more judges as far as the new bench is concerned. And they will now have to decide whether it is an essential practice to Islam or not, whether it is about choice or whether it is about uniformity.
Poonam, what will happen is that it is very essential for the Supreme Court to come to rather framing a question of whether hijab is an essential practice to Islam. Without that, you cannot come to a decision of choice. You know, it's a very easy way to say that, oh, you know, it's a matter of choice. Let me wear what I want to. Tomorrow I'll wear a saffron-clad, band on my head and I'll start walking around, in a courtroom. It's a matter of choice. Would that be permitted? No, the answer is no. So, the Supreme Court in its wisdom, when it constitutes a bench of 3 or more, will definitely get into that question because that is a very, very proper question. And to say that the 3 judges, that is the full bench of the Karnataka High Court, went into unnecessary questions is an inappropriate judgment. It is a judgment which is erroneous. So, in a sense, what will happen is that when the Supreme Court revisits this issue, whether with a 3-bench or a 3-judge bench or a 5-judge bench, and it's better that it's a constitution bench of 3 judges or 5 judges. So this question will be settled once and for all in the sense that when you want to approach a question like this in the future, you have to come to a conclusion first that whether something that has been propagated to be worn as a matter of choice is first a matter of religion or not, is an essential practice to religion. Because most of the time, people assert their rights. You see, it is Article 25 which has been asserted. It is not Article 19 as much that it has been Article 25 that has been asserted, which is the right to religion. So to say that, oh, it's a matter of choice, but then you talk only about Article 25, when you are looking at the court, when the court doesn't buy your argument under 19, then you go to 25. When a court doesn't buy your argument under 25, you go to 19. So, this flip-flop is something which the court will have to put a rest to, and it's only the constitution bench that can do that when a matter is asserted as a matter that this is something which I want to wear. Now, whether you are advocating it under right to religion or whether you are just saying that, no, it's a matter of choice, I want to wear my Bermudas and come to a CNN studio and anchor the show. Can that happen? No, the answer is no. There is a certain protocol that people have to follow, and much more so in a classroom. It's very important that they do so in a classroom where equality prevails. Otherwise, it's going to create a hornet's nest. Let me tell you, it will open up a Pandora's box and open floodgates of litigation, unnecessary litigation, wasting judicial time.
Absolutely. It's about uniformity and it's about equality. This is only in the space of educational institutions as far as this entire controversy goes. And Yogita, Bhayana, that's really what's important to be underlined. Nobody is questioning their choice or their right to wear a hijab when they want to. But when you are in an educational institution, you have to stick to the norms that are prescribed by that particular organization or that particular institution, which is also what the Karnataka government has been talking about.
I absolutely agree, and then I also agree that this kind of a cultural practice should go away. But any cultural shift takes time. We are seeing a lot of changes coming from Iran. It will take a while. Every pratha, like even the Sati pratha, took a while to change, So we need to give them a room to kind of believe in it. Otherwise, education will suffer, and we will see the dropouts. We already see a lot of, kind of graph change. There are a lot of girls dropping out. So we need to give them time. Overnight, declaring that you cannot wear hijab is not correct also. I am also not in favor of hijab. But at the same time, I want to give them little time to kind of adjust to that. You give them 6 months notice, you give them 1 year notice that whosoever wants to be in the institution cannot wear hijab. Give them some time. Overnight dictating is not going to work in a cultural shift. If you tell today is the right day, today is a Karwa Chauth, can you tell women in your anywhere around you not to keep Karwa Chauth? It will not happen. It is also a cultural thing. I believe it is an institution. We need to respect that. But as I'm again and again repeating that you really need to kind of see the other things. Right to education is more important than anything else right now. We
Absolutely,
want
and
our
that right
girls
to
be
education is
educated.
also something that one of the judges spoke of
It is
today.
suffering.
Yes,
But
and that
it
is something that
suffering,
one of the judges spoke
unfortunately.
of today as well. But Tahira Hassan,
It is
also,
suffering.
yes, it is suffering, but it is also suffering because there are certain people who are hell-bent on not wanting to go to school. They are ready to not give their exams. They're ready to waste a year of their career because they want to wear a hijab, because they will not stick to the norms that the schools have prescribed, that the government has prescribed for them.
Because I have to go some other channel.
Yes, Tahira Hassan.
I also want to say one more
Can I
thing.
speak? Can I come in?
Yogita, Bhayana, I'll come back to you. Tahira Hassan, yes, please go ahead.
Yes. Yes. I'm saying that we all trust in our institutions, on the largest institution, our Supreme Court, and that had referred to the higher branch. So whatever verdict will come, we will all respect that this should be acceptable to each and everyone. No doubt about it. But I'm saying that here is not a question of religion, right to choice. I stand with the women, Iranian women who don't want to wear hijab. Hijab should not be forced. In spite of this, there is a Sharia. Then too, I'm saying, no religion preach that drag the women or beat the women. And in India, if the women want to wear, they should not be forced not to wear. It is our right to choice. It creates the situation where they will themselves decide not to wear. In the community, Muslim community, literacy level is very low. I'm sure honorable judges will see all these issues also. Sachar Committee, Ranganath Commission, 1983 Gopal Singh Commission, they all have revealed the community's condition, especially in literacy. That literacy level is very low. So the girls who are wearing hijab and coming out and going to school, it is a liberation for them. Why don't you understand? They feel liberated. At least they're coming out of the house. They're going to get the education. I'm not saying let them get in the classroom head to toe, burqa. Let them use the piece of the dupatta, that is a part of uniform, on their head if they want to. At least right to education cannot be denied. School institution has every right to, they are entitled to frame their laws, but those entitlement cannot override our constitutional right. Right to education cannot be denied. These all aspects has to be taken under constitution, and I'm sure honorable judges are taking these issues in constitution. That's
Absolutely,
why
and all of these arguments will also come up when a larger bench is constituted, when the larger bench starts hearing that case. And I request all three of you to stay on with me.